Alrighty, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the European Challenger Cup, sponsored by hi-rez Studios and Tier Monster. My name's Extreme Man, this is Lord WizKid. This is Forsaken versus Xzist, two of the top seeded teams, two very, very strong teams that have had a lot of contention coming out, so this will be a very good match.
I mean, we can officially say that these are two teams that will be going into the finals of next week, and they will be vying for those relegation places. Whether they'll be able to do it or not, I don't know, but it's going to be exciting either way. This will show you just how good of a matchup this stuff could be. Forsaken, going to ban out Alquang and Ragin. Xzist following up with the Rastoxer Susano. Standard bans. If you were expecting anything else, yeah, you should be expecting these.
Yep. First pick, Nemesis is coming out. A lot of teams really value this Nemesis. We saw the devastation that was happening last game. Nemesis is just one of those gods that absolutely destroys, shreds through protections. She just does all kinds of work, and a very valuable asset to whatever team comp you want to put her in.
Well, I mean, she originally started out in this season as quite a bad pick, a little bit niche. You didn't see her too much. And then, first of all, we had the proper realization of just how good Red Pot is. So everybody starts buying Red Pot, and that means Nemesis gets a little bit better because she has decent-ish clear with Red Pot. And then, even more so, she got a buff, and that buff led her to getting 50% protection shred at all ranks of her ultimate, which is absolutely ridiculous. So that means that she can shred anyone and everyone that comes towards her. So really big buff there, and that's pretty much put her in the standard meta now. We see Athena and Hui from Xzist. We've seen those guys play those two pretty much all this week. And Anhur and Bacchus from Forsaken. So we're seeing these sort of very similar picks. Bacchus seems to be quite popular now. Anhur, if he's getting banned out a bit, even, which is surprising considering he used to be okay, I'll play Anhur then. We see Awilix as well coming out from Xzist, so they really want to counteract that Bacchus and Anhur, and Cabrakan and Vulcan bans. Vulcan ban coming out from Forsaken.
Sorry about that. Vulcan is a very weird ban, but I mean, hey, it's more of a targeted ban, definitely. Beast Gamer, we didn't see his Vulcan, but I'm sure it's pretty strong, and he's been very powerful. We've seen a lot of damaging Vulcans coming out. Warchi in that last game did a lot of work on that Vulcan, so he's not the most mobile god, but he still does all kinds of damage.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, he does a lot of damage, and again, another god that does a lot of damage is Giannis, so that's why Xzist banning him out. Also trying to get rid of that general insane mobility that you get, and Kronos is a ban out from Xzist. Maybe this is a direct thing. I don't particularly know the god pool of Beast Gamer that much, but I mean, we saw him play Chiron. So surely this is a very peculiar ban, maybe something specific. They thought they were going to go for the counter, but Scylla is going to be picked up for the mid instead.
Yeah, Scylla. We haven't seen much Scylla too recently. She's a, she always struggled with that early game until, of course, the advent of the Power Pot. We've just seen a lot of Power Pot lately, and I'm not still 100% sure how much I really like the Power Pot. I think it probably could be changed in some way, but I honestly don't know how you change it. Hades being picked up. This is one of the first times we're going to see Hades, so that's going to Mogao on Forsaken there.
Yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see how he starts out his Hades, as we've seen a lot of different things over the years, and I'm wondering whether he's going to use the new Mark of the Vanguard, especially if he is up against a physical, which, yeah, he's going to be up against a Chaac. So that's going to be an interesting thing. Want to see how that works. But here's another interesting thing: Ram and Anhur.
That is indeed a very weird comp.
Yeah.
I guess that's gotta be. I don't know. Like, Rama is a very powerful god in certain ways. He has his ultimate, so a semi-global presence of damage, not as much actual presence, but you have this ability to shoot the arrows across the map, do all kinds of damage from afar. You can steal objectives. You can, get kills over walls. It's a very strong pick, but with that on her as well, I don't know which one's going where. I could see, honestly, either one going, duo or mid. I assume mid because Mogao is definitely going to take that Hades into the Scylla lane. Like that's not a question.
It's Mogao, it's Hades, it's a Hades solo. You can't even say otherwise. As for who would be better in mid, Anhur or Ram, I'd feel like Anhur would be better in my personal opinion, just because he has the slightly easier clear. Although he does have a fairly easy way of stopping that clear, because you just walk in front of the wave and he can't actually take it unless he impales you away, which then he loses his clear.
That is very true indeed. But we will see as we get into game here in just a moment. Alright, yep, here we go. We are in Forsaken versus Xzist. This is going to be an exciting match.
Yep, indeed. And we're going to have Forsaken in the order side. So let's start from the well-known solo laner. Mogao is going to be playing Hades, and he just went underneath the... I think I'm having a couple of technical issues. Should be fine, though. We're going to see Fly to Safety playing Nemesis in the jungle. In the mid, it's going to be Tins on Ram. Dardes is going to be playing that enemy Bacchus in support, and Jermaine is going to be playing that gentleman Anhur.
Yep. And meanwhile, for Xzist, we have Sibi taking Chaac to the soul lane, Dazoni on that jungle, Awilix Beastgamer taking Scylla to the mid lane. Oh, that Scylla skin is the best. And Durgius on that support Athena, and Captain Base taking that Huyi to the dual lane. That out. This is going to be interesting. So, kind of an unusual start? Question mark. We've just seen a lot of Transcendence coming out today, so everyone's going with the Death's Toll into Boots 1, so a little more sustain, maybe playing it more safely.
Yeah, but Tin's actually going to be wrecked already. He's on very low HP. He's going to get hit by the Crush as well. If he gets hit by the Sikkim, and that's going to be a kill to Xzist very early on. That is why Ram could have a couple of problems early.
Yeah, that is definitely one of Ram's biggest problems, is that, well, he doesn't have any early game clear. That's just, especially with that build, like, that's the, I'm trying to be safe build, but I also won't have any clear for, I don't know, like 7-8 minutes. So
yeah. I mean, even with Transcendence, you struggle to get clear out in the early game, so you're going to have a lot of problems. And more importantly, you only start getting slightly better clear when you start leveling up Pick Me Up more. Because, again, that drops that's a drop chance Ferrari pickups. Actually, he's going to get stuck halfway through his rollout there, so he did get stuck a bit, but it wasn't going to be enough to really kill him. And now Dazoni's actually on about half HP as well, so I don't really think Xzist can go for another kill here.
No, I don't think so either, but taking a look at the solo lane, Mogao is just absolutely shoving Sibi under tower. This is a little bit to be expected, because it is a Hades, after all, but yeah, this is, I mean, Forsaken really, with that early First Blood, has not had a good start.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them. And again, they've got a Ram in mid. We've seen some very interesting mids today. Like, we've had a Bologna mid that didn't go that well, a Cairo mid which went very well, and now we've seen a Ram mid which doesn't bode well so far for Forsaken. However, again, Ram has a very good late game, and Anhur has quite a good mid game, so that could be what they're going for here.
Durgi is getting very low in the duo lane, but it's going to be for naught. He dashes away. Jermaine was not able to really get a good impale into the wall or a pillar stun. He almost hit. He's very close to level 5. He's just a tiny bit off. So it looks like no early kill there coming out of Forsaken onto Durgius. So they're just gonna back it off for now. Sorry to interrupt. Go back to what you were saying.
Well, I mean, I've forgotten what I was going to say, but it's pretty much like Anhur's good mid game, Ram good late game. Maybe they're doing that, trying to get the. We don't really care about how early game goes, as long as we don't lose too much, we're okay. And then we'll get into late game, and everybody will die no matter what. They will be fine. We do see Xzist actually is going to try and steal this buff. They should be able to do it pretty successfully. Yeah, Dzoni gets the buff, and now Forsaken gonna get behind even further. Fly to safety isn't gonna get his own speed buff. And one other thing I've noticed as well, we didn't even talk about this, but Getfisher had originally been playing on Team Forsaken in the spot of Fly to Safety, but now he's back on, so we'll have to see whether Fly to Safety can improve on what Getfisher's already been doing for the team.
Indeed. Yeah, nothing too particularly coming out at this point in time. Now, tell me about the win condition here for Forsaken. For Forsaken, that's a really weirdly odd thing to say.
I sort of wish I knew that myself, because it's a very peculiar position that they're in, because they don't really have that mage damage. They're relying on Mogao and Dardes for they want to try and do stuff, and unfortunately, if either of those two get behind, which luckily they aren't, it could spell disaster for Forsaken, because if they get behind, Tins is going to get behind, who actually gets locked in as well. He's going to get pulled in, and that's going to be another kill to Beast Gamer, taking down using the Scylla ultimate, and that does mean Dzoni could also get caught out here. Purification uses Athena ultimate as well. Dardes not going to keep on going here, and just going to let him live for now.
Yes, indeed. But nothing too aggressive coming out. Fly to safety getting a little like pressured out there. Just dashes safely away. Nothing too big happening for now. Nice little ricochet there coming out of Captain Base, just to put a little fear into the Anhur's eyes. Jermaine probably not gonna have the best boxing match there. It depends on how well he uses his passive, the pen coming out. But now Durgius here dashes in, just fly to safety, and Tins not afraid.
Yeah, I think it was more Durgius just wanting to actually dash and get to his tower and team safer rather than do anything else. But I mean, we're not really going to be seeing too much of team fighting going on, because guess what? There's no early game at all on either side right now.
Yeah.
We have the most early game is Awilix, of which we've already seen 2 kills, well, more 2 assists with her, especially that last one. Certainly she used the ultimate to get in, but there is actually a gold jury started off by Xzist here. They have 4 of them here. They're going to use the 9 Suns to try and do this, but Durgius is going to get stuck here. Dardes is going to take the Durgius out, but not the gold jury. Dzoni going to get chased down by Jermaine as well. I don't know if he's going to be able to finish him off, though. That looks like, yeah, not going to be able to finish him there. Dardes is still here. He's trying to do what he can. Dzoni is not going to get hit by the belly flop, though. Is going to get hit by the slow, and that's Fly to safety finishing him off. Meanwhile, in the solo lane, Sibi's getting a little bit low to Mogao.
Yeah, Mogao did use the ultimate on Sibi earlier just to get a bit of poke out, but now Tins is getting very low in the mid lane. Beast Gamer here just trying to find it, and does manage to connect with the crush. Tins now sitting at 0-3-1. That is that's not fun. Yep.
Yeah, and we're actually going to see a lot more crush damage coming out as well in the mid lane. Just Durgius looked like Durgius might have got caught out there, but luckily he didn't, and he is able to escape with Beast Gamer's help. They notice that this mid camp isn't up just yet, but they are going to wait here. But that means the flight to safety and Dardas know about it as well. They're actually going to have slightly better positioning, and Athena isn't going to be able to stay here for too long.
Nice taunt there coming out of Durgius. Just putting a little more, pressure onto Forsaken there. Dardas and flight of safety. Now just going to clear up these buffs. Nothing too spectacular coming out. Everyone's just kind of relaxing. They're waiting for these awkward positionings, or just gonna go poke on Tin some more. Tin's now using his ultimate to try and steal away the left-hand side mid camps. That's an unusual tactic.
I mean, if you're that desperate for farm, that could be something, but now he's going to be forced to use his purification against Durgis, who doesn't actually have that much mana. This would be a perfect time to have his ultimate available, but since he's already used it, he can't really do anything. And now everybody's just going to back off, go for their buffs, and slow this game down even more. So I'm not too sure that this Ram mid is going to work. We do actually see Beast Gamer trying to do what he can. That's going to be another death onto Tins. You've got to admit at this point, this is probably maybe not has been the best idea, and they should have looked for even someone like an Isis. Even would have been a great pick in this sort of comp.
There's a lot of picks that would have been better. Yeah, Dardas does manage to get a kill onto Beast Gamer, though. Looks like it just fly to safety and Dardas kind of combined together in the mid lane. Dardas uses his ultimate, probably just a little matter of Beast Gamer sticking around for a little too long.
Yeah, so just sticking around a little too long not going to help. Flight to safety actually underneath tower. And so it's just going to be taking a tiny bit of damage, but not really enough to actually matter. And again, everybody's going back to their buffs. They're not going to look for any sort of huge real team fights until maybe 5 minutes down the line, a little bit longer even.
Indeed. Interesting build coming out. So Tent is looking for that Ichivol. That against a magical lane. What do you think about that?
I do like Ichval just because it is a good item, it's cheap, and it is pretty much something that you should get constantly. We do actually see Dudge has got caught out a tiny bit there, but again, nothing really going to come of it. But going for the Ichval is pretty decent, just because although it's not going to reduce the power of your enemy mages, it is going to give you that extra 30 physical power, which when you see right now, he's sitting on 55 physical power. Adding an extra 30 to that is going to really help him do a little bit more clear, do a little bit more damage, and it will help him, especially if he does actually ever come up against the Awilix or the Hui.
That is true indeed, but Jermaine getting absolutely bursted down. Just a collapse coming on there from Captain Base and Durgius. Jermaine, he got destroyed there. It was a combination of, I think, the ultimate coming out of Durgius and Captain Base, and then Zoni just kind of knocked him up. Not a lot of fun there. Jermaine going down. Now the Tind is like, hey, now I'm not the only death on the side of Forsaken. So he's pretty happy about that.
So let's talk about Durgis's build. So we talked about the Jake's build a little bit, but it seems to be a slight difference as he actually does get knocked up a bit here. Dardas is going to get rooted by the Sycam. Did find the stun, but nothing's gonna really happen. But yeah, so it's kind of a similar bit of the Jake's build, and this Mark of the Vanguard, along with Watcher's Gift, is making him a little bit more tanky, but also still giving him enough gold and health and mana to stay in fights a little bit more. Because a lot of people don't realize just how much Watcher Gift gives. If they are in assist range of a minion or jungle camp, they will get 4 gold, 10 health, and 5 mana as a fight around the gold tier starts.
Yep, indeed. Tin's using his ultimate pretty early there. Trying some damage out, but Dardas cleans up Captain Base. Mogo is coming over the top, trying to find the damage, but he's getting pretty low. Sibi just putting a good bit of poke on him, but now immediately collapsed by the rest of Forsaken is Sibi. Jermaine gets the kill there, and now Dzoni. Oh, Dzoni gets the pull onto Tins. A little too late. Tins maybe going down here, able to roll out of the crush for now. Dizoni now able to escape as well. This looks like it's going to be a free Gold Fury for Forsaken.
Yeah, this should be a pretty free Gold Fury, but then again, we do still see Beast Gamer here. Xzist is now back as well, so he might be able to help out at least Beast Gamer, might even be able to take this out, this Gold Fury. No, he's just going to stay and try and help him out instead. And now this is a free Gold Fury officially. Forsaken don't lose anyone. That is a free Gold Fury, and very much worth for them. Xzist is still chasing, though.
Xzist still wants to get these kills here. Fly to Safety and Tins both sitting pretty low. Xzist now, he's still running. His team isn't following up, but he wants it. He wants it for himself.
Yeah, he just wants to get a little kill. He wants to feel like Incon and just steal as many kills as possible in the game. But we are going to see a tier 1 tower go towards Xzist, so going to get a bit more gold and drop this lead that Forsaken had. So, I mean, now it's a 100 gold lead to Xzist, which is basically nothing.
Purification popped there by Mogao. A little bit of a collapse coming out with Dizoni and Sibi, and Xzist was there as well. So now they know that Mogao's beads are down, or his purification is down. I still don't like saying purification. But now that they know that's down, they certainly do have an opportunity to collapse him. Do you think that'll happen in the next couple minutes?
It could do, but again, I feel like both teams want to try and avoid team fights unless it's around a gold tree or a tower, and I don't think that's really going to need to happen. So they're most likely just going to stay away from each other until we really see another gold fury up, or potential to take out a tier 2, maybe a tier 1 and a tier 2.
Jermaine in the dual lane there. Xzist does use his ult, but Jermaine was able to knock away Captain Base in time. Does use his ultimate as well to survive for now, but Jermaine getting very low. Crush comes out, and Jermaine still just trying to run away as fast as he can. Lots of ultimates coming out. Oh, but Dizoni finally gets the kill there as Moga comes in. He does manage to get the kill on Dizoni, but now in the backline, Fly to Safety is getting some damage on the Beast Gamer, but is taunted out there. Ultimate from Tins does come out, but it's not enough. Xzist, though, gets the kill with the Bacchus ultimate now. Xzist just trying to zone out, but Sibi is still here. He's protecting this tower for now. Xzist and Sibi are just kind of walking around there. They kind of want to fight, but it looks like they're just trying to back it off. They clean up the wave a little bit and Fly to Safety, and the rest of Forsaken will have their free roam of the jungle.
Xzist thought, oh, maybe we can do this, but they didn't think, oh, what would happen if this happens? And so Jermaine just baited every single person of Xzist into the side of Forsaken, which gave, although Jermaine did eventually die, it gave Dizoni away to, I believe it was Mogao who got the kill, and then the backline was in absolute disarray, so Beast Gamer fell down as well. I think Captain Bast nearly died as well, and so it's like Xzist just collapsed because they went, oh, there's an Anhur here. This Anhur shouldn't be here. Let's go for this.
Indeed. Good, really good bait there coming out of Forsaken. I don't know if it was entirely intentional. It was more, I think, a lot of Jermaine, like, I got caught out and then like, hey, wait a minute, we can do this. Oh, but now Jermaine getting very low as well. Has to try and escape for now. Lots of ultimates going on to him. He's going to get blown up there by Captain Base. Double ultimate, but now Xzist trying to collapse on the Captain Base. Tins goes up in the air. Gets some good damage out, but not enough to get the kill. Beast Gamer and Captain Base will escape for now, but Xzist is still here trying to taunt away the rest of Forsaken. Xzist not going to dive to the tower just yet. Everyone's heading back to base, everyone who was low at least, and now they're maybe looking towards this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, so they're going to try and look for the tier 1 tower. Mogal's actually sitting behind them as well. Wants to try and at least zone one of them out, so only Sibi is the person trying to defend this, but it is enough because they just don't have minions. Tin's actually going to get pulled in. The ultimate from Mogal going to come out. Very nice knock up. Xzist is going to be falling down, but he does get the Ram at least, and now Mogao is going to have to try and get away because he doesn't really have anything left. Captain Bass did just miss that knockup from the bounce. Mogao is finished off by him though, and now it looks like Dardus is probably going to be finished off as well as they just chase him down the map. He is going to get a stun out, but Sibby is going to be using his ultimate away. Dardus is going to fall down to Sibby there, and now it looks like both Jermaine and Flight to Safety are back, but they could actually do a decent amount of damage to this team.
Yeah, they were certainly starting to get the autos off, was Jermaine, but Flight to Safety is right around the corner. Oh, Captain Base with that nice ricochet around the corner. That's the sign of a guy who's put a lot of hours into Hui.
Yeah, luckily they knew exactly where he was, because as you can see, Xzist actually have a ton of warding coming out. Just if you have a look at the map, there are at least 6 wards on this left-hand side and 2 on the right. If I can remember which one it is, number 5, you can see that there are 10 wards placed by Dirges in this game, and then 6, 5, 3, and 2. Doesn't sound like much, but I mean, they've just basically had vision the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Xzist have been doing a very good job of keeping up the vision throughout. But, yeah, right now we see a little bit of grouping up in the mid lane here. Tins, he's sitting at 0-5 and 6, so he's been contributing somewhat, but not, you know, he didn't want that second number, the 5 deaths coming out, and especially not the 0 kills either.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely wasn't expected, I think, for him. I still don't know how this is going to work that well later on. He has been doing a little bit better with those assists. He's been able to get a bit more farm up. He's very far behind still, though. Not as far behind as Dirges is, but still pretty far behind.
Yep. Dardes going with a bit of an interesting build here. So, first 3 items rather are relatively normal. You have the Watcher's Gift, you have the Pen Boots, and you have the Hide of the Urchin. And then going for the Dynasty Plate Helm. So that's very aggressive move there coming out of Dardes.
I mean, it sounds aggressive, but actually it's pretty decent because Bacchus has a lot of power, and he's actually going to force them off the gold jewelry here. Dirges does pull it back in, but it's not going to be enough. Flight to Safety going to get stuck in all of this. Is going to be able to heal up a decent amount. He hasn't died yet. Dardus is out as well. Jermaine going to follow up. Mogao taking out the Zoni. Actually, that's going to be the first kill of the game. Dirges going to head off as well. Sibby finally finding Flight to Safety as Tins goes up in the air. Isn't going to be able to take out Beast Gamer. Not enough damage, but now Sibby's going to join the rest of the pack, but there's no pack left as they've all run away, and now Forsaken is definitely going to be heading slightly more in the lead here as Sibby just throws an axe at Jermaine.
Tins, though, boxing out Beast Gamer, does take a lot of shots there from Captain Base, but the rest of his team is here. Mogao trying to put some poke there onto Captain Base, but he will get stunned out, though. He's taking a lot of damage himself from Sibby. Sibby does manage to get the kill there onto Mogao. Jermaine a little off the mark with that axe, not able to connect onto Sibby. Sibby uses his ultimate. He's going to go up in the air, trying to put the damage now onto Tins. Tins may be going down for the 7th time here. Or no, 6th time. Sorry, I can't do math.
He's still alive right now.
He's still alive.
Meditation from Dardus is going to help him. He still hasn't fallen yet, finally going down, but Captain Base is not going to really be getting out of it either. Now Sibby's taking quite a bit of damage from Jermaine using that penetration passive. Dirges is also taking a bit as well. Nice stun from towards Sibby. Flight to Safety is going to take him down and try and head towards Dirges. Going to use his ultimate there as the Zoni is going to jump over the wall. Going to get away. Flight to Safety gets a double kill though, and they're going to chase down the Panther.
Flight to Safety may be getting a triple here. Will collapse, but Dardes gets the kill onto Zoni. Flight to Safety, though, definitely contributed most of the damage there, as now Forsaken are going to start off this Gold Fury.
So, I mean, in that case, I was wondering why Tins didn't use his purification there. I didn't see that Dardes was actually coming over, but what that purification allowed him to do was bait, give him more time. So Dardes came over, Jermaine was able to come back in, Flight to Safety came in as well, and they just took that game, they took that by storm. They've taken the gold tree, and they've taken the lead if we have a look at the graphs. 4,000 gold, 4,000 XP.
Yep. It's going to be the start of something for Forsaken now. They've certainly been having a rough go of it here. It's been very much back and forth. But now Forsaken have actually taken the first real definitive lead here after the very early deaths coming out of Tin. So they're pretty happy with that. Warding is, for now, in favor of Forsaken. They do have ward on the Gold Fury, ward over here by the red buff, and a couple of wards in the mid lane area. So they're now it's kind of Xzist's turn to start a response. What do you think they're gonna really do to start something going here?
I mean, before that, I just want to say shout out to Tins. You actually got some kills in that fight. So now he's actually catching up a lot more. So he's going to be a little bit more dangerous, which is the thing that you need right now. So for Xzist, what they have to do is they don't really have a great way of starting a fight, but they do have a couple of good ways for making sure that those fights go in their favor. So they have the Athena taunts, they have the Awilix removal if Dardes wants to try and engage. They have the Scylla crush and lockdown and giant ultimate, and they have a couple of really good AoE ultimates as well. So what I really want to see is Sibby finally actually sticking with his team, as he's actually taking quite a bit of damage. Gonna go into the ultimate from Mogal, forced to use the axe away as Zoni is about to fall down to flight to safety.
Yeah, big fight here going on in the duel in there. Zoni got very low from the damage of Jermaine and fly to safety. Captain Vase getting very low as well. He's going to get run down here. Captain Vase gets stunned out against the wall, but no one's able to find the kill. Tins finally cleans up Durgius, but the rest of Forsaken will find the kills here. Fly to safety, clean up Captain Vase, and Durgius is well going down. And now this tier 1 tower will fall. Tins died again! Now sitting at 3, 7, and 10. This is just...
This time Tin dies to the tower, so it was the tower's fault, technically not his. It's okay, but Beast Gamer actually gonna get stuck in the pillar, only on half health already. Fly to safety, gonna dodge the root and cripple, and this could actually be him going down. Beast Gamer forced to use his ultimate there and can't find anything, so that could be a tier 2 tower.
But Sibby does show up here. He's gonna, try and do some damage here to Jermaine. Jermaine does jump away in time, but Fly to Safety is caught under the tower here. They do get the tower, but 3-man collapse. Oh, but Fly to Safety does have his dash. He's going to escape for now, but Jermaine is now caught out here in 3, but Dardes is here to defend. Zoni is stunned out by Jermaine. Fly to Safety does get the kill onto Zoni, as now Mogao is rotated into Sibby, getting very low. Mogao cleans up Durgius, and now Mogao gets the double kill onto Sibby. A surrender vote has started for Xzist. This is not a good look, as now Forsaken can pressure down this Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you want to surrender right now as Xzist? You were winning earlier, and now you've just lost everything. Jermaine not quite gonna fall. Captain Base tries to go in, but that's why you gotta be careful about seeing your eyes on the prize, because that prize may not be what you want, and it would have been death if he kept on going.
Indeed. But now it looks like Tin's going to push up this tier 2 tower in mid lane. He probably won't be able to kill it with this wave, but the wave coming up will be able to... Oh, no, he's going to take a couple tower shots. He's going to, secure that for himself. Now going to look at this speed buff here. As, the rest of his team's gone back to base. He's the only one left alive for now. He's going to leave the speed buff there, just drop it. And now going to run around now. I mean, taking a look at the graphs real quick. So 14,000 XP, 11,000 gold in favor of Forsaken. Okay, I can see a little more now why Xzist wanted to surrender there.
I mean, they were ahead. They felt like they were ahead, and they were ahead pretty decently earlier on in this game. But then one thing after another has just led to Forsaken taking a ridiculous lead. And now Dardes is going to get caught out, but Mogal's here. And now Dash is forced. Durgis is going to use his ultimate as well, trying to save Zoni here, but it's not going to be enough. Actually, the minion body blocking was enough to Zoni actually blink towards Flight to Safety. He didn't even realize. Now Mogal going to get a ridiculous amount of damage onto Beast Gamer, take him out already. Mogal may fall down here, but Flight to Safety finishes off to Zoni. Tins gets a nice amount of damage onto Captain Base and force him away, and now Sibby's going to get slowed out. Flight to Safety is trying to do what he can. Very nice ultimate there just to avoid the knock up, and now the stun going to come out as well. Sibby is going to try and do what he can. Duchess is just going to get out for now, not quite yet. Going to get stunned to make sure he's safe, is alive. Dada's going to knock up Sibby. Sibby going to go down. Captain Base going to try and take out Fly, but there's not going to be enough as Tins chases after Captain Base. That may actually be the kill. No. Not quite. Now Duchess is actually going to probably fall out. Tins actually gets the kill onto Captain Base. They're going to dive the Phoenix. Dardis falls down. Tins falls down. Thank you, Dardis, for dying to the fountain.
Dardis dying to the fountain. Jermaine, the only one left at all. Dazoni did manage to respawn, so did Beast Gamer. Now Jermaine's gotta back away. He's definitely not in a good position to jump away with Awilix still up. Jermaine does not have a purification, so he cannot jump away, but getting a good bit of damage onto Zoni. Oh, but the ultimate a little too late. Jermaine got the crits onto Zoni, now just boxing out Beast Gamer. Try to find the damage. Jermaine! With the Soul Eater, did manage to kill Beast Gamer there. Oh, that was close. That was the power of an ADC.
I guess you can say that Jermaine is Jerman.
He is indeed. He is indeed. Another surrender bout coming out.
Forsaken take out a Phoenix. Forsaken have 2 Phoenixes left to take out. There are no towers standing in their way. Xzist have so many of those waiting for them, and I don't think Xzist are going to really have a chance to actually take those out because Forsaken are just putting on this pressure. And only if Xzist gets a pretty much 5-man wipe are they going to really have a chance to start putting pressure onto Forsaken again.
I mean, it's going to be very hard indeed. Forsaken do get the gold for here. I honestly think Xzist's best option might be to try and sneak something like a Fire Giant. If they can get that Fire Giant, I think that's certainly going to be another big factor here, but it just seems like Forsaken have this very dominant performance. Tins has really started to come online after his early 8 deaths total. Now, Fire Giant being sold here by Jermaine. Jermaine sitting at 5-3 and 16. He's full build. He's sitting pretty happy. So, I don't expect... Yeah, Fire Giant just taken by Forsaken there. And now the rest of Xzist is just going to be run down here. Nice little ultimate coming out. Ooh, but Beast Gamer just a hair off the mark from hitting really anyone on Forsaken. And even then, I don't think it would have done that much damage, as they do all have the Fire Giant buff now. Now, Forsaken are just going to push down this middle Phoenix, and this is looking to be the end for Xzist.
Yeah, this is probably going to be the end as the Phoenix falls down already. Mogal going to blink in, trying to take out Beast Gamer. Doesn't quite do it, though, and it looks like Sibby's actually going to get out. Fly to safety, finally finishing him off. Dazoni forced to use his Suku away. Flight safety a little bit lower actually, but the Titan's taking damage as we go across. Dada's gonna get a 4-man belly flop and intoxicate. They can't do anything as this Titan keeps on taking tons and tons of damage. Jermaine and Talon's just trying to do as what they can. Mogal actually getting a little bit low as Jermaine and Tins finish off a couple of the side of Xzist. Beast Gamer finished off as well as Dada's dice the fountain a 2nd time in a row, and Forsaken take the game.
Darda is dying to the fountain twice in a row. That's that is a pretty good feat there. So yeah, good games to both teams. It just seems like Forsaken had a better control of what they wanted to do, and then just once they started getting to the late game, it just kept going on and on in their favor. They had a lot more control of objectives and team fights. But good games to both teams. Taking a look at some of the numbers here. Jermaine having the top player damage, not surprising considering he soloed Beast Gamer and Dazoni in one go.
Although, I think we do have to shout out to Tins. He nearly finished even this game after
so
at one
close.
point being 0-5 and 6.
So close to being even.
I mean, again, I won't recommend them keeping on with the Ram mids, but if he can get onto a couple more picks, which could be good, again, I would recommend trying out the Beast Gamer Chiron because that may have actually worked out quite well here.
Mhm.
But I mean, in general, Forsaken just came out and just showed that they are the boss of this group. They were the first seed going into it, and they're the first seed coming out. Xzist are going to be second seed in this group, though, so they don't. This isn't too bad for them. They do still have a chance into the relegations. So the way this is going to work is Forsaken is going to be on the top side of one bracket, and Xzist are going to be on the bottom side of the other. We're going to find out who's going to be on the other two bits, so who these two are going to be facing in the next game. So we're going to be going to watch, I believe, whatever. No, it's going to be the Puppies versus Cyclone GG. So this could be a very interesting match, because if the Puppies win this, they get into the top 3, I believe, unless Smiley Face wins their game as well. There's a lot of stuff that can go on in this round 3 game. So again, congrats to Forsaken for getting their first seed in their side. Commiserations, but still well done to Xzist for getting second seed. I think we should go find out what the next ones are. Don't you, Extreme?
I certainly agree, and we'll be right back after a short break. Enjoy the music. This is the this is the Challenger Cup sponsored by Tier Monster. This is week 6 of the European side. We'll be right back.